They all come around asking about Zetan.
There is no answer in Zetan. The answer is in here with me.
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur coming to you with another review for the Geek Legion of Doom. This week I checked out Circle of Aaran, and this 1978 movie was directed by Richard Moore and stars David Carradine, Jeff Cooper, and Christopher Lee, among others of course. The story of this movie is about this martial artist, and he wants to find this wizard who has a book with the answers to the universe in it. However, in order for him to do that, he has to do all of these trials in order to finally get to the wizard. So he sets out from his hometown and starts doing these trials. Will he ever catch up to the wizard and find what he's looking for? Well, you have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. Well, this movie actually has a very interesting detail to it, and that is that the actor Bruce Lee had a hand in, creating the idea as well as writing it. He has a writing credit for it. And so it does incorporate, his ideas about his Zen philosophy and martial arts itself as well. And I would say it actually gives a very cool feeling to the movie. You definitely kind of get that, be water type of feeling when you watch this movie that, he espoused. So definitely like Bruce Lee fans out there, it definitely feels like Bruce Lee's, soul lives on in this movie. And so for me personally, I think that's a great thing and it's just an interesting thing to know about it. Also, interestingly enough, Bruce Lee was actually supposed to star in this film as well. Of course, with his untimely death, he was unable to do so. So David Carradine took over his role, and he does a wonderful job. He actually plays 4 different roles in this one. He has like this silent master, he's got like this warrior merchant, he's got like this monkey man thing going on as well. And I couldn't even tell he was the monkey man. I had to do a double take when I saw him for the 3rd time as the merchant warrior, just to really make sure. But all of his characters are interesting, and he plays them very differently as well, which is good to see as, an actor. They all have different fighting styles, and he kind of incorporates that as well. Though I will say, with one of the characters, it seems like his fighting style is to kind of whip around like this watering hose type of thing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll clip it in here for you.
Grapplers do all of that. It doesn't really have many limitations.
And so that seems to be his fighting style with one character. But again, they're all different. They're all unique. And again, I couldn't even tell he was the monkey man. So it's very interesting. And he does a wonderful job in all of his different roles. Let's see, what else? I'll say the story itself, I really did enjoy that kind of journey aspect to it. It is really just kind of like a hero's journey for sure. And that is definitely very interesting. It gives it for kind of this epic feel to it. And with the world itself, it's like a very realized world as well, with all the different, fighting schools and how the trials work. And so all of that's very well thought out. They even have one character, when he's like this guy and he's like in this giant vat of oil. I've pictured him up here, but he was such a wonderful character, such a random character as well. He's just a guy, he's been sitting in this oil for 10 years to try to kind of get rid of his lower half for whatever reason. And so he's just a very interesting character. And so there's lots of different aspects of this world and story that I feel are just so well realized that it brings you into it, it sucks you in and holds your attention as well. So all of it is really well put together. And lastly, I think I gotta give a thumbs up for the costumes. They all definitely worked. Christopher Lee shows up in this kind of wizard costume, which is fun. The monkey man, again, I could not tell that was David Carradine. And when he first shows up, I'm like, oh no, is this a 70s kind of thing where they're putting someone in a monkey costume that shouldn't be in there? But it's David Carradine. I couldn't believe it. So that is pretty cool as well. So yeah, all of the costumes really do work. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, I don't think there's too much to complain about. Like I said, I like the characters, the story, the costumes are all good as well. If I was to pick something, I would probably say the stunt work is not the best I've seen, and certainly is lacking, especially in that beginning fight. And they do hide it also with quick cuts as well. I know Bruce Lee, if he was there, he would have done an excellent job with it. But as it stands, they're working with what they got, so it certainly isn't the best. But I'll clip it in here for you. So you can see it's not the best, but you know, they're working with what they got. Other than that, I think with the main character, he's not the most flexible guy, so like you never see him like kick above his waist, and that's just something that's in there as well. So yeah, overall I would say it's a well put together movie with some flaws, of course. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, I think if you like the sword and sorcery genre of movies, this should be right up your alley. It definitely feels like it. They've just taken out all the swords and replaced it with kung fu, so that's lots of fun. Other than that, if you're a Bruce Lee fan, of course try to check this one out as well. As for rating, I have to give it the good score of 7 because it was just so much fun. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say, so like and subscribe and I'll see you next time.